Geotagging with Flickr, Google Earth, and geocaching. Grab some popcorn. It's Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. Hi there, and welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. I'm Icenrye, thanks for watching. If you're new to the show, welcome to the family. Essentially what this is me, I have a video camera, I go out geocaching, film it, throw it together with a few hints, tips, and tricks, upload it to the internet so you can download and watch it at your own leisure. If you're a regular viewer, thanks for sticking around, appreciate your viewership. So, what's new? Hey, welcome to 2007. It's a brand new year. And that means we made it through the Christmas season. So, was Santa good to you? Santa was fairly decent to me. Santa brought me some fruit this year. Matter of fact, he brought me an apple. Okay, not the fruit, not the kind you eat, but I now have a Mac. So, I always talk about brand wars. Coke versus Pepsi, Ford versus Chevrolet, Garmin versus Magellan, and now I have PC versus Mac. This box has turned out to be a whole new learning experience to me, and half the fun is just finding out what exactly there is for geocaching software out there for the OS X platform. So, you know what? This gives me a whole new set of shows I can do, or segments and upcoming episodes. Stay tuned for more information. But that's enough of the little chatter for now. Oh, by the way, if you got a GPS for Christmas, congratulations. You're watching the show. Welcome to this crazy game of geocaching. I mean, who in their wildest thought would ever thought we'd go out and use $1,000,000 satellites to go out hunting for Tupperware boxes in the woods? But isn't it a great sport? You're hooked because you're watching this show. But anyways, that's enough of the chatter now. Let's get on with some geocaching news. Time for some geocaching news. Well, first off, I'm going to start here in my home province of British Columbia, where the Lower Mainland Geocaches Association has just started a monthly geocaching photo contest. Once a month, photos will be submitted, it'll be voted upon by the members, and best photo wins. We have a whole variety of prizes, everything from ammo cans to camo jobs and tapes and all kinds of really great things for geocaching. Matter of fact, go to their website, the Lower Mainland Geocaches Association website, you'll be able to find out more information. Another event news, the British Columbia Geocaches Association is hosting a series of geocaching events on February 3rd and 4th called the ABCs of Geocaching. Now, similar to what they did back in November, these events will be held all over the province. And yes, for once, I have that weekend available, so I'll be hosting an event up here in Prince George, British Columbia. And if you're from Prince George and you're watching the show before February 3rd, the event will be held at the Boston Pizza near the Costco location. Essentially what the ABCs of Geocaching is for a lot of new people to come out and learn about the sport. There'll be old-timers like myself and hopefully a few other local people, and we'll be showing how to load coordinates into your GPS receiver. And also, I should have my notebook there, and I'll be firing up GSAC and Plucker and showing people how to do paperless caching with the Palm. And I'm really looking forward to the event. Hopefully I'll have the camera there, get some film footage. And again, if you're in the province of British Columbia, check out the BCGA website for the event nearest to your location. So for our next news item, we go all the way down to Houston, Texas, where we read in the Houstonist. GPS marks the spot, geocaching in Houston. Face it, you've been wanting to go treasure hunting ever since you saw the Goonies. Lucky for you, thousands of objects are hidden around the greater Houston area just waiting for you to find them. All you need is a handheld GPS receiver, less than $100, and a bit of creative thinking, priceless. The game is called geocaching, and everybody's doing it for lots of different reasons. It's like a great way to explore the city, and sometimes you can win a Jeep. It's a very humorous article. Again, I'll have links on my website, and as usual, I always have the link on the bottom here in the graphics section. A very fun, very informative article on geocaching. In the Fremont Tribune, we read, "This treasure hunting involves global positioning satellites. Some are no bigger than gumdrops. Others are large enough to hold several trinkets and treasures. But all geocaches, when discovered, bring a sense of satisfaction to those who seek. Just ask Scott and Lori. The Fremont couple are devotees of the geocaching game. It's not about what's in the cache," says Scott. "It's whether or not you can find it and where it's going to take you." So another great positive piece on geocaching in the popular press. But anyways, that about wraps it up for geocaching news. Let's get in to viewers' mail. Viewers mail. Hey, I'm always looking for great contributions, stories, or just feedback. If you want to send me an email, it's easy. Set your browser to Icenrye.com, click on the contact me link, or fire up your email client, send your email to geoicenrye@icenrye.com. So first we hear from Kurt Hanneman, and he writes, "Hello, my son just put out a real cool cache I thought your followers might like. It all started with a travel bug named Petty the Pink. The cache is called Home of Petty the Pink. The cache page will tell you the whole story, but I thought you would get a kick out of the cache. My wife is Pink Petty, my son is Dark Arrow. I love the podcast. Keep up the good work. I hope to do some caching in Canada someday myself. Cache on." Well, Kurt, thanks for writing, and I checked out the website, and it's a very inspirational cache. Folks, you have to check this out. Essentially what happened is his wife had breast cancer, and she survived, and she's still doing fine, and this whole travel bug is a whole tribute to cancer survivors. Great concept, great idea. Make sure you check out the travel bug, make sure you check out the page. Next up is regular viewer Pocket Pups. And if you remember back in episode 18, I mentioned that she was planning to release a travel bug called Abel, the Border Collie. And the whole plan for this travel bug was to eventually make it up here to the Great White North, where the travel bug could be united with Abel, the Border Collie. Well, anyways, I received a note from her, and the cache has been in place. I launched Abel in my Fido Caching cache. Now maybe you can feature him from time to time until he comes home. When he gets to you, you can adopt him and start a new mission, or keep him for a token. Well, Pocket Pups, again, thanks for launching this travel bug. He's on my watch list, and I'll have a link on my website. So if you're in the Michigan area, and I know there's 1 or 2 or 3 or a couple hundred of you guys who are in the Michigan area, find this travel bug. Let's get this puppy moving northwest. I'd like to see it sometime this summer. All right, you got a mission. Next, I have a puzzling letter from Kiss a Cat, and he writes, "Hi there, I figure you might like this as it seems to incorporate 2 of your favorite things. The cache is called The Search for the Ultimate Question by Geophilus. I do not understand references, as I have not read the book in a long time, and I've only seen the movie recently. I am not a good puzzle cache solver. Help if you would please. Kiss a Cat in Aurelia, Ontario." Well, Kiss a Cat, I checked out the cache, and it's quite hilarious. For those who don't know, this particular cache involves the famous Douglas Adams series of books, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Well, in this particular cache, the gentleman has laid out a Scrabble board and has a whole bunch of words on it, and most of them are numbers. So it's obviously you have to figure out the numbers to figure out the coordinates to the cache. Unfortunately, that's as far as I get. I have never been able to do puzzles, and I took one look at this and I figured, you know what? I gotta feature it in my Videozine and put it out to you, the geocaching public. But anyways, that's enough for viewers' mail now. Let's get in the Frap Map Shadows. Frap Map Shoutouts. Okay, you guys know the routine. Frappr Maps, virtual wall maps. What? You don't know what a Frappr Map is? Okay. Remember when you were young, you had a big wall map, and you used to stick in pins of places you've been or places you'd like to go to someday. Well, essentially that's what Frappr is. It's a virtual map. You go to my website, Icenrye.com, look for the Frappr Map icon on the right side menu bar, click on it, feel free, add yourself to the map. If you'd like to be mentioned in the shoutouts, upload a nice picture of yourself. The bigger, the better. And please, upload a picture. I like to know what my viewers look like. Anyways, this month, the Frap Map Shadows go to Geo Juno, Captain Jack Sparrow, VE6 Dave, Dr. Bleth, and Billy B1. So again, if you'd like to be featured in an upcoming Frapper Map shoutout, point your browser to Icenrye.com, click on my Frapper Map icon, and add yourself to the map. Well anyways, that about wraps it up for the preliminaries. Let's get on with the main events. Alright, we've got a jam-packed show for you guys this month. Matter of fact, we got 2 tutorials and 1 great feature on caching. So our first tutorial this month is on a great feature that Flickr's added recently. If you've been a fan of the microzines that have been missing in action, don't worry, they'll be coming back. You know I've been doing a whole series of tutorials on great stuff you can do with Flickr. Well, recently just added a new feature called geotagging. It incorporates Google Maps. And you can have a link where you can click on the link and it'll actually show you on a Google map with either the mapping function or a satellite image where the pictures were taken. Really great feature. I've already incorporated some of my pictures. I'm just going to run this brief tutorial now. The great thing about it is Flickr actually has a nice flash animation on their website on how to do geotagging. I'm simply going to play it for you, so sit back, relax, and learn all about geotagging from the Flickr website.
Hi, and welcome to Flickr's newest feature, geotagging. This short video will get you started geotagging your own photos. When you open up Organizer, you'll notice there's a brand new tab up here. Let's click that tab. On the right-hand side, there's some ways to change your view of the map. There's this map view, a satellite view, or a hybrid view of both. There's also a slider to zoom in and out of the map. To move around, use these arrows, or you can click and drag. And double-click anywhere on the map to center it and zoom in. You can even go to a location by searching for it, like this. If there's more than one result, choose the one you want from the list. If you want to go to a specific address, you can do that too. Once you've got your location, select the photos you want in the Finder. Click and drag them onto the map and drop them at your location. That blue dot marks the location of your photos and tells you how many you have there. Removing a photo is as easy as dragging it off the map and dropping it in the Finder. There's just one more thing you might like to be aware of before you start geotagging your photos. You don't have to let everyone see where your photo was taken. When you first launch maps, we'll prompt you to set your default photo privacy, but you can also set the location privacy for individual photos at any time, like this. Geo-privacy is independent of the photo privacy, so you can make the photo public, but keep the location completely private or just visible to your contacts, family, or friends. Easy, right? Have fun!
Alright, geotagging from Flickr. A great new feature, especially if you show a lot of geocaching photographs, you can now let people know exactly where the picture was taken. So there's a new great program available for download on the internet. It's called Google Earth. What's Google Earth, if you never heard of it? Well, essentially it's a 3-dimensional mapping program that uses existing satellite photos and a really great engine. Google Earth actually allows you to type in either a location or a set of coordinates or almost a street address and will fly you to that particular location. Now, with the recent release of very updated, very sharp satellite photos, some of the detail you can actually see in Google Earth is totally insane. So, Google Earth just recently became available for the Mac, so I've now downloaded it onto my Mac and it's on my PC, so I'm playing with it on both platforms. And I'm actually learning how to use the program myself. So what I'm going to be doing is similar to my Flickr tutorials. I'm just going to be running short little segments on Google Earth and what you can do with the program. So for this very first tutorial, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just learning how to use the program myself. I'm just going to have it installed and show you what we can do with it. Let's just go on a little bit of a tour. So here you go, touring in Google Earth. So welcome to my demonstration of Google Earth. An absolutely great, wonderful program. I'm just learning how to use it myself, I have to admit, but so far I've been having a lot of fun. So the first thing you have to do, of course, is download the program. That's easy enough to do. Simply go to earth.google.com. And it'll take you to this page where you can download it here, and there's also a link over on this side. Click the download link, and you'll see this bar here where it tells you that it's available in Windows, Mac, and Linux for the open source crowd. So anyways, it's easy enough to download, install, and then fire up the program. So this is what the program basically looks like. We have our mapping area here. Over here we have 3 different boxes. We have a search, places, and a layers area. Now for this tutorial, I'm mostly going to focus on the search area. It allows you to fly to a specific location, find businesses, or even get directions on how to get from point A to point B. So we're going to use the fly to function. Now for example, say we wanted to go to the White House. Simply type in White House, enter, and away we go. As you can see, it takes you directly to Washington, D.C. and zooms in on the location of the White House. Now once everything's in, once everything is downloaded, you can actually zoom in or zoom out on the image. We can zoom right in here. And actually get a fairly clear view of the White House. Now up here in the corner, you have a tilt function that allows you just to tilt and sort of get an angle look at it, and you can actually rotate too. You see what it looks like looking from the south, from the north. It's actually quite a bit of fun. There's lots of neat places here if you're into conspiracy theories. Let's see what happens when you type in Area 51. And just like that, we travel from the nation's capital to the Nevada desert. Oh look, a runway. Oh, this is neat. Again, you can move the image around. You can actually get in fairly detailed. There's actually quite a few detailed satellite pictures out there. Anyways, that's the fly to function. Now another great feature is the directions. For example, if I want to go from Prince George, BC to, say, Seattle. I want to go down and visit the guys at the Groundspeak office. Type it in, and away we go. And as you can see, it's come up with a complete route. How to get all the way from Prince George, BC down to the Washington area. And over here we actually have more detailed instructions. You can actually play the tour, but it'll show you where to go. So anyways, this goes on for quite a while. You don't have to see the whole thing. But anyway, so there you go. Just a simple, very basic introduction to Google Earth. So if you'd like to download it, make sure you head to earth.google.com, grab a copy of the program, and start playing with it. Basic version is free. And if you're really crazy like me, drop the $20 a year subscription rate and see what it can do. There you go, Google Earth.
So there you go, a quick rundown on Google Earth. We've hardly touched the surface of what this program is capable of. I've played with it some, and it does some absolutely amazing things. And I'm really looking forward to doing more tutorials and upcoming episodes of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. Alright folks, enough tutorials. Let's put all this information to use. Let's go geocaching. Alright, so back in June, when I was on vacation down in the Lower Mainland. I went out for an entire week of caching, got quite a bit of film, and here it is now January. I'm finally getting around to showing you guys some of this stuff. So this feature I'm about to show is featuring a couple caches in the Abbotsford area, more specifically a little part of Abbotsford called Claiborne. Now those of you might remember episode 13 where I featured an article from regular viewer TJ Guy, and he actually mentions a couple of the caches mentioned in this segment. And you've seen still pictures of them before, now you get to see what they actually look like. Claiborne caching in Abbotsford on Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. So I'm now located in Abbotsford in a part of town called Claiborne. And there's actually quite a few caches around here. As a matter of fact, the one I'm headed to is called the Claiborne Creek Trail by the GeoTracker 6. And in the description they basically describe or tell you how it's along a trail, and there's various ways to get into the trail. And my tour guide again for this week, TJ Guy, is taking me to this spot here. Nice little trail. There's the trailhead sign right behind me. And it's about a 700-meter walk in, which means I actually got to walk for one of these things. But anyways, so it's a nice, well-groomed trail. We got the dog, we got the camera, we're going caching. Hey, this looks like a good place to stash a cache. Nice empty log, lots of stuff to cover it with. I wonder. Nope, not there yet. Off we go. So Victory found it. Very good, very clever hide. As a matter of fact, I think I want to steal this one for somewhere up in Prince George. I really liked it. You know me, I don't give away spoilers, so I don't want to say too much about this cache, but definitely out of the ordinary. So if you're ever in the Abbotsford area, make sure you check out Claiborne Creek Trail. Awesome, awesome, great little hide. So in the north part of Abbotsford, there used to be a brick factory called Claiborne Brick Company. An entire village sprung up around the brick factory. Matter of fact, if you go to Abbotsford today, you can still see signs referring to the old historic Claiborne village. What there is now, there's a little corner store. A couple of the old brick houses have been turned into residential units. A couple of signs put up where you can actually go and give yourself a self-guided tour. Now, why am I here? Well, of course, a cache. And the cache is called a brick from the past. Now, the cache itself is pretty much your typical cache. It's a little Rubbermaid container in at the base of a tree sort of thing. But what makes this one special is that it is a very historic area here, and as you walk along the trail, you'll find lots of discarded bricks. Now, these bricks were factory rejects, basically, and they just toss them into the back of the yard, and they're still here to this day. And a lot of these bricks are pushing over 100 years old. And if you're really good, you can actually find a brick that's in good shape and it has the Claiborne name written on it. It's called the Brick from the Past, and it's a really nice cache and historic. And after you're done, hit the little corner store across the street and pick up some confectionery. But a brick from the past, here in the heart of Abbotsford. Check it out. There's the link as usual on the website there. If you look it up, it takes you to a link where it explains the whole history of the area, and it's actually quite good. Anyways, a brick from the past, here in North Abbotsford. I'm in downtown Abbotsford now. I'm trying an interesting twist on urban caching. It's actually a nice little multi here, and it sort of gives you coordinates to take you on a tour of downtown Abbotsford. And there's little corner art all over the place, and each piece of art or artifact has a clue on it. And, well, as usual, you throw all the clues together and see what you come up with. So the first one's behind me here is this nice school book with these worms in it. And I've already got my clues, and the next hint's just a little further down the road here. So we're off and running, and we'll check with you at checkpoint number 2. So I'm here with 3 fans of the TV show, and we're just telling stories about geocaching and muggles and getting lost in the woods, and how this wonderful little handheld thing called a GPS receiver saved our butts a few times. And so what do you guys think of the show? Really? Okay, well that's good to hear. So what's your favorite kind of cache? They're the strong silent type. Anyways, I gotta get a clue off these guys, and we're off to the next waypoint. So I'm sitting at the location of clue number 3. Nice little bench, their little baseball bat makes a nice back scratcher there. Get all nice and cozy and comfortable. But anyways, we're punching into coordinates for stop number 4. I think it's probably just down the hill this way a little bit. Anyways, we'll see you at number 4. Alright, stop number 4, another information stop. So we got the information we needed, and this neat little old piece of farm machinery has been turned into a bench here. That's quite a nice little tour downtown Abbotsford. It's amazing what I've seen in only 3 blocks. Anyways, we're going to punch in the coordinates for stop number 5 and go grab a couple more tips. Okay, so we've driven out about 3K from the downtown core. We're in this little secluded park here, and we're about 200 meters away from the final cache location. So down there somewheres. So we're off and running, and let's go find it. Victory, found it. Simple cache, just a little bottle. So we pulled it out, signed a log, put it back. But it's a nice tour of downtown Abbotsford. Learned a little bit, saw some really cool art. And a really interesting shop, but I'm not saying anymore. It's just between clue number 3 and clue number 4. You go by a rather interesting looking place. But anyway, so we're off to see what we can come up with next. So there you go, some great caches in the Claiborne area of Abbotsford. If you're ever down there, make sure you check them out. Especially a brick from the past. I absolutely love that cache. It's one of my all-time favorites. And after you find the cache, make sure you take a tour around the back of the area, and maybe you can find a pristine Claiborne brick. So anyways, that about wraps up this month's episode, but just before I go, a couple of quick notes. First off, if you're in the province of British Columbia, make sure you check out an ABC's of geocaching event somewhere near you. I'm really looking forward to hosting the event up here in Prince George, and finally putting a name or a face to some of the geo names I see on my various logs. However, as you can tell, I am surrounded by horses and other great animals here. I'm on the exhibition grounds in Prince George here, and it's a beautiful, warm, sunny day. Have Roxy and Abel with me, and once I'm done, I'm going to take them for a little walk around the block here and introduce Roxy to a horse. She's never seen one before, and kind of wondering how her reaction is going to be. Don't worry, the dogs will be on leash. Nobody is going to get hurt. However, in the meantime, and between time, that's it. Another episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. So until the next episode, cache on.